as you say, the linemen just trying to do what they can to protect their quarterback. And in this case, Shoalo Cougars will be called for holding penalty, which will move them even further back now.
74 with a hold. Repeat the down.
And so they do get a holding call on Dallin Tenney. And now Shoalo kind of having the penalty bite them and put them in a ridiculously long position back to the 42-yard line. They got to get to the 15, so it's a first down and 27.
And keep in mind, that's after we're now at the 42 after calling back a touchdown run.
That's right.
Because of a block in the back.
Trips right, two receivers left, empty backfield. Reisdorf wants to throw. Looking for Brewer, going to throw, throws it instead upfield to Fagoti. Coming clear in the flats, a drag route. And on the tackle, Tice Shoemake. And a pickup of 10. It'll bring up second down and 17.
So the Cougars able to knock off a big chunk again to move the ball down the field and shorten that long distance they needed for a first down.
You know, the crazy thing, we've talked about the lack of attendance here tonight, Punt. I think I actually see Blue Ridge fans and Payson fans at this one.
Yeah, clearly.
Making up part of the crowd.
Right.
So second down and 17 for Shoalo. They send three receivers to the right. Quentin Clark, the wide man on the far side of the field. Two left. Bring Brewer in motion to the right side of the field. Ooh, looked like movement, no call. Reisdorf rolling right, looking right, throws up over the top, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Kylan Conan, and he brings it out to the 12-yard line. Reedhead makes the tackle, but Reisdorf throws an interception, one of his few ones on the season.
And that's Conan coming back, reading the eyes of Reisdorf. Conan was a cornerback playing out in the flats, but he could read that deeper pass by Reisdorf and just drops back into that passing lane and able to go up and pick it off. And I think on that play, maybe Reisdorf getting a little too confident, a little too greedy. That's not much of a window there to throw into. A lot of coverage out there, and we talked about it, Mike. One of the keys for
called in recent memory.
Ton of flags. They're seeing stuff at a high frequency, as you say. Some of it probably, judging from the coaches' reactions to a lot of these penalties, calling it very tight, very close.
Second down and 3 for Shoalo as they break the huddle. Send Clark to the far side, trips left. Reisdorf will stay in the shotgun, and Moto with him. Give to Amoto, off the left side, hit at the line of scrimmage, spins forward, picks up 2. Cole Meals in there on the tackle, but may have just enough for the first down.
It will be close, but Cole Meals doing a good job. He's being blocked by number 50 for the Cougars, Jamie Webb, but able to rip through that block enough to get to Amoto. Question is, did he get to him in time before now they're going to say it's a first down here for the Cougars.
It is a Horn Auto Center first down for the Cougars. Black Diamond Auto Glass scoreboard reads 3:34 to go. 14-14 still our score. No one has been able to get points on the board in the second half. Once again, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. That's Clark. Amoto stays in the backfield, give to him. Trying to pick his way through traffic, spins, and is loose at the 25, the 20, and finally brought down at the 12-yard line. At Horn Auto Center, first down. Another man down for the Lake Havasu Knights. That's Steven Karnowski, as he's going to need to come out. But credit Chris Amoto with some hard running up the middle.
Yeah, good piece of running by Amoto. We've seen that a lot from him this year for the Cougars. A real tough kid. And at a critical juncture here in terms of the drive for Shoalo, now within the red zone of the Havasu Knights.
First and 10. Reisdorf going to give to Amoto again. Hit in the backfield, but carries the tacklers with him. Cole Meals on the tackle, but Amoto able to pick up 3, a long 3 to the 10-yard line. Going to bring up second down and 7.
So again, Shoalo in a position here, if they can stay patient and not turn the ball over or not create any big mistakes, they're in a great position here to put points up on the board and break this tie.
3 backs in the backfield with Reisdorf in the pistol. Amoto is the deep man. Clark the only wide out, as now they run a counter. Trying to get to the outside, and slipping down is Willie Wyatt. just pick up a yard on the play. Going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Cougars. And I'm sure this is 4-down territory for Coach Reisdorf.
And I think that slip, you know, Sholo tends to like to leave their grass pretty long on this field, but also with these cooler temps, it gets hard out there.
And wet.
And clearly the case there where Wyatt trying to make the cut upfield, just not able to keep his footing.
Cougars going to stay with that same formation, the heavy backfield. Reisdorf takes a snap, give to Emoto. He slips to the middle, and not much else doing there as he's still on his feet somehow. That's because Lake Havasu is trying to go after the ball.
Flag will come out from the sideline.
Looks like Lake Havasu trying to go after the ball. They are failing to tackle the ball carrier, and somehow Emoto gets across the 5 to the 4 and very close to another 1st down. But I believe we're going to get a holding penalty against Sholo.
Oh, it's an assist. Assist the runner penalty.
Yep. Assist the runner penalty. No good. As let's go down check in with Brandon Todd and give us an update on the field conditions. Brandon?
Mike, you're absolutely right. I've been on the field all game, and with each passing moment, it gets colder and the field gets a little more slick. It's actually glistening down here, so you're going to see a lot more slippage on these running backs trying to cut up field.
All right, thank you very much, Brandon. As we'll check in with our
by the offense. It's a loss of down, 4th down.
Ooh, big penalty for the Cougars as the loss of down makes it 4th down and 6. Excuse me. They still have a 3rd down on the marker, but it's really 4th down.
Well, with it being 4th down, it looks like Sholo's going to elect to go for it here, even though they probably would be in field goal position for their kicker.
Ball spot at the 9-yard line. Reisdorf now changes the formation. 4 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. I don't know how you can have that many receivers. Now they send a man in motion. That's Brewer. No, excuse me, that's Fagoti. Reisdorf takes a snap. He's rolling left, looking, throwing to the end zone, and no good. The receiver fell down, perhaps those wet field conditions. It was Fagoti, Mason Fagoti, and it's incomplete, and the Cougars turn it over on downs.
Denied again, you know, again, that penalty, assist the runner penalty, did not do them any favors in terms of the yardage that they had to pick up to try to get that score. But, you know, just execution being so key here as you wind down into this. We're getting close to the 4th quarter here, and it's probably going to come down to who can have the fewest number of mistakes, whether it's penalties or turnovers in the 4th quarter, is going to decide this game.
Black Diamond Auto Glass scoreboard, 1:27 to go here in the 3rd, 14-14 our score. As the Knights go back to work from the 9. Warner wants to throw. Throws it on a little flare pass to McAndrews at the 10, the 15, taken out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Quentin Clark. You know, McAndrews can't like to see Clark coming in anymore. As you mentioned, punt, McAndrew just 5'6", and Quentin Clark 6'4", and about a 50-pound difference.
Good job by Clark getting up, having to come back up into the flat with McAndrews kind of coming out of the backfield a little bit later after the receivers clear out that short zone. But another good gain here by Lake Havasu to get them the 1st down. Key for them is, can they execute and make a long drive here and put points up?
It's a Horn Auto Center 1st down for the Knights at the 20-yard line. Send Gonzalez in motion to make it a trips. Warner wants to throw again. Has pressure. McAndrew was there, and then he left. And they're going to throw a penalty, and I question that call as well, because McAndrew was there, and as Warner turned to see the pressure coming, he didn't see McAndrew had left, and he threw it out there where he last seen him.
The line judge is going to come to the referee and talk about exactly that, the relationship of the receiver to where the pass was thrown.
And it is an intentional grounding penalty, and that's a tough one. Another penalty. The penalties, if Lake Havasu does not win this one, they will definitely be able to point to penalties, as that is their 12th penalty on the night, and they have been big ones. Yeah, I don't agree with that call per se, but I can almost guarantee you, punt, that penalty Well, they won't be able to recover from it. They haven't been able to recover. I mean, it's a huge penalty. It's 10 yards. They have second down now and 30.
How many times have we seen this, whether it's first or second or third down, and super long yardage for Havasu to make up just to get a first down?
They don't even get half the distance.
Yeah, we've seen this many times tonight from the Havasu Knights. They just put themselves in these big giant holes.
How is it not half the distance?
And it just makes their jobs that much tougher to try to move the football down the field.
Well, let's go down to our sideline reporter, Brandon Todd. He was right there on the call.
Yeah, Mike, I disagree with that call, and actually there was some discrepancy between the refs on the field. The one ref on the far side of the field that was away from the play was trying to say it wasn't a penalty, that number 1 was in the zone, which I actually agree with. Then the near side ref who threw the flag disagreed with him, and obviously the penalty is assessed, but definitely some problems going down here with the reffing crew.
All right, thank you, Brandon. As Warner will stand in his end zone, looking to pass, has a man over the top, almost intercepted though. Pass incomplete, intended for Gonzalez, and it looked like Vargas might have been able to make a play. No, excuse me, that's Jace Brewer making a play on that ball, but it does fall incomplete.
And that is Jace Brewer coming over the top of the receiver, had to lay out to get his hands on it. But, and again, Havasu not being bashful here with third and super long distance to try to even get a first down. Certainly it will go to the pass again here, having lost their key runner with that first half injury.
And this could be big because Warner is in his own end zone, dropping back for passes, as he will stay in the shotgun as they go 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Warner now sends a man in motion, take the snap, fake to him, throw it to the far sideline, and this one is going to, again, Fagoti had a play on it, but could not come up with it. Pass intended for Gosselin, but that ball just in the air way too long.
Yeah, that was a long, deep pass out to the flats, deep flats, and as you said, Fagoti able to cut in underneath that receiver to try to lay out and catch it, but just not able to pick off that pass. Had he been able to intercept it, would have left Cholo in excellent position.
Well, as it is, Lake Havasu is going to be punting from their back of their end zone, and
need to be careful with safety here as well.
Crabtree cannot step backwards as he booms one, and another penalty as Quentin Clark calls for a fair catch at the 40-yard line, and we have another penalty. As wow, the line judge on this, I mean, I believe he's called almost every penalty, and it's just a warning. It's going to sound like it looks like, but he has made almost every call tonight.
And just a ton of flags. I don't know what the record is for a high school football game, but it seems like every other play there's a flag flying somewhere.
Sideline warning is the call, so no penalty, just a warning. So the Cougars will have it. 1st and 10 with very good field position at the 40-yard line. Just 30 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. And not only that, it's really disrupted the flow of the game. I mean, coaches have been out on the numbers, and I mean, it's been crazy. I'm sure the Chang gang has done a very good job, because I'm sure they're in the dark most of the time.
Well, and just to go back and highlight where Havasu offensively has kind of left themselves with those 3rd, 2nd, or even 1st and super long distances, that's just way difficult for any offense.
So on 1st down, give to Wyatt. Draw off the right side. Shoestring tackle by Means. But Wyatt does fall forward for a pickup of 3, and another man down for Lake Havasu.
And Wyatt himself coming up with a noticeable limp again.
All right, well, we'll take this injury timeout to go back to the studio and check in with Royce Kincannon. He's got more scoring updates from around the state. Royce?
Some exciting football today in Division 4 and Division 5. Bush Ridge and River Valley are now tied at 7. Northwest Christian all over Yuma Catholic, 48-0. Snowflake Lobos 20, Estrella Foothills 7 in the 4th quarter. And the last I heard, Tempe Prep 7, Round Valley 6. And Joy Christian 60, Bisbee 28, Benson 49, Miami 12. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Royce. As the injured man on the play, Tice Shoemake, who's been a big help defensively for the Knights, and they're losing guys here left and right. And we have an update from Mike Colwell that Round Valley has gone on to win their ball game 12-7. So they will advance to the finals, I believe, of Division 5 football. And congratulations so far to Snowflake, excuse me, to the semis, as they lead Estrella Foothills 20-7. Here it's 2nd down and 7. Cougars. Reisdorf wanting to throw. Here comes pressure. He steps up, has a man open. It's Quentin Clark. Touchdown Cougars from 40 yards out. The senior Quentin Clark runs a great route. And the Cougars take a lead that they haven't had since early on in the first quarter. There's 8 seconds to go in the third.
Great route by Quentin Clark. Just runs that hard post route inside, in between the safeties, and Rhett Reisdorf just nails them in stride. And once he gets in the open field, there's not too many guys in this division that can track him down. Just a great route, great pass, and a big touchdown here for the Show Low Cougars to put them up.
Gardnier is on for the point after attempt. Kicks it. It's low, but it is through. With 8 seconds to go in the third, Black Diamond Auto Glass scoreboard, Show Low 21, Lake Havasu 14. We'll step away. You're listening to Hatch Motor Company's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
Hi folks, Gentry Hatch here. Let's face it, in today's world, there are a lot of tools out there to help you buy a car. An iPhone, Kelly Blue Book, the list goes on and on.com. At Hatch Motor Company in Snowflake and Show Low, we know that you can and will find the best deal for you. We will even help you find it if you don't happen to have a smartphone, which I believe everybody does. Remember, no hassle, no pressure, simply the best in service and sales. Hatch Motor Company in Snowflake and in Show Low, and online all the time at hatchmotorco.com.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu.
For the Northland Pioneer College kickoff at the 40-yard line. It's a high, long end-over-end kick, but this one's going to go out of bounds. And guess what? Another penalty. As no time will run off the clock, so Lake Havasu will run one more play from this end of the field.
Well, and Havasu clearly without their big running back.
High school football at iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com. Welcome back to Show Low High School and Hatch Motor Company's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7. As the fourth quarter underway, we're about to get it underway here, and it's been a good one. Cougars on top 21-14. They have definitely been tested in this one, and perhaps could even feel a bit fortunate with all the penalties against Lake Havasu. They could find themselves in a little bit of a hole. But as it is, they have a 7-point lead. Lake Havasu has it, 2nd down and 10. And Warner will stand in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Take the snap, looking to pass, has time, fires over the middle, complete to Gosselin across the 45, drags a tackler to the 50-yard line, and a 15-yard completion, and a Horado Center first down for Gosselin.
There's Jace Brewer coming in to finish up the tackle. Fagoti also wrapping up the legs, but he's the one being dragged by the receiver. But credit Jace Brewer for coming in over to finish up, but not after a big gain here by Havasu, who gets a first down on that pass play.
Gosselin, just a sophomore. And one of the not even on there for one of the leading receivers. On first down, Warner again wants to throw. Has time, now he leaves the pocket. Rolling right, still looking downfield, throws it up for grabs, and it's complete. No, knocked away. Gonzalez had it in his mitts for a little bit. And it looked like the safety came back. Vargas?
I think that's Jace Brewer
Jace
again.
Brewer?
Not certain. The numbers are hard to see from up here. I think that is Jace Brewer.
Yep.
Able to adjust, but as you say, not after Vargas got his hands on it and looked like he was going to pull it down, but credit Brewer for getting there just in time to knock it loose as he was on his way down to the turf.
So it falls incomplete. Bring up a 2nd down and 10. And that ball in the air just a little too long allowed Brewer to break it up. 3 receivers to the right, Warner in the shotgun. Take the snap. Screen pass to Gonzalez at the 50, the 45, and not quite the runner of Calgonis, and he is tackled after a 5-yard pickup. Gabbard on the tackle for the Cougars. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5.
Mason Fagoti also coming over from his corner position to help with that. But good linebacker play by Gabbard to get over. Stops the clock here, but they still have a big chunk of yardage here in front of them, and just to get the 1st down and try to keep this drive alive.
From the 32-yard line, same formation for Warner and the Knights. Take the shotgun snap, looking to throw, pump fakes, now dumps it out and overthrows his intended receiver. It's a 2nd overthrow. Jake Means, intended receiver, really nobody there. Filling him came up late, but Means could have had some damage on that one.
Exactly, that's what I was going to mention. Had Means been able to gather that pass, and again another overthrow by Warner, but had he been able to hit Means in stride, Means had a lot of green in front of him, a lot of room to be able to run.
So a big 3rd down and 18 for Lake Havasu as they trail by 7 in the 4th quarter. Warner will try to go to work again, take the snap, looking to pass, has some time, steps up, fires over the middle, and it's caught at the 30 to the 25. Oh, and this is going to be very close to a 1st down on the completion. Jaden Olson, and he does have a Horn Auto Center 1st down. Big play, pickup of 20 for the Knights.
Well, that's a great catch by Olson. Pass just a little behind him. He had to stop his route and wheel back and gather that pass up kind of on his back hip, but just does a great job of pulling it in and getting the 1st down.
Just Jaden Olson's 2nd catch on the year, and a big one it is on the 3rd down conversion. Knights have it in the red zone. Means goes back to the shotgun. 2 receivers in the backfield with him. Take the snap, looking to pass, throwing it over the middle, and it is caught inside the 5, very close to a touchdown, but on the making the touchdown saving tackle looks like was Fagoti, excuse me, that's Vargas. And it is a Horn Auto Center 1st down, a pickup of 13 to the Sholo Cougar 2.
Good tackle by Xavier Vargas. Looked like Vargas almost had an angle there where he might be able to step out in front and pick that off, but a good pass by Warner. He had to put some steam on that pass to get it to the receiver. So Havasu threatening here of going up on top of the Sholo Cougars here in the 4th quarter.
We're trying to at least tie it up.
Or, I'm sorry, tie it up.
Warner goes under center. Now they give it to the 1st man through. They're trying to power their way through. No signal yet. They're going to say 2nd down and goal at about the 1-foot line as they clear the pile, the bodies off the pile. So they'll try again.
As you say, Mike, I don't know if you can mark the football much closer to an end zone line than that. That's just right up against the end zone. So we'll see what Havasu does here. They will go up under center with their quarterback.
And Warner goes up over the top. Touchdown, Knights from 1 yard out. Their quarterback, Jack Warner, using all of that 6'1" frame to stretch the ball over the goal line for the Black Diamond Auto Glass touchdown. And we are an extra point away from this one being tied up again, punt, with 8:45 to go in the 4th. Boy, this one could come down to who has the ball last.
Yeah, and who can also make the fewest number of mistakes. You know, the way this thing has been going, penalties and turnovers huge in this game.
On for the point after is Crabtree. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. Our score, 21-21. It is the quarterfinals of the Division IV State Football Championships, and we will step away. You're listening to Hatch Motor Company's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com. To Sholo High School, where we have ourselves a dandy in one of the 4 quarterfinal games in the state for Division IV. It's Lake Havasu 21, Sholo 21.
That's a huge drive, needless to say, for Havasu, you know, where they've been able to sputter on their drives because of penalties primarily. That time they're able to execute and get the big touchdown to tie this thing up.
The Northland Pioneer College kickoff is a high end over kickoff that's fumbled at the 25. It's still loose and recovered at about the 28-yard line. I'm not sure who came up to try to field that one.
That's Willie Wyatt.
It was Willie Wyatt.
He's really struggling. You can tell Wyatt. I mean, he's staying out there. You know, he's a tough kid for sure. But you can just really tell he's struggling with that bruise on the leg.
Well, Willie Wyatt, 6'2", 205-pound senior, who's had a great career here at Sholo, but obviously wanting to do what he can to help his team.
And I've been corrected by our sideline reporter. There's a contusion, not a bruise. Sorry.
On 1st and 10, Cougars. Reisdorf takes the snap, wanting to throw as he rolls right, throws on the quick out to Brewer, and he's got it at the 30, the 35, and finally knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and a pickup of 17 yards, and a Hornado will send a first down.
That's a good piece of running by Jace Brewer after the catch. Not a lot of room. He's kind of has to tippy-toe down that sideline, but able to outrun some of the pursuing defenders. And putting Sholo in good position here at the 45.
Once again on 1st and 10, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. That's Quentin Clark. Reisdorf will stay in the shotgun, take the snap, fake it to Wyatt, rolling left, now throw the screen pass to Wyatt, nobody home, at the 40, big block, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 50-yard line as Dallin Tenney put a big block on Jesus Frausto. Well, just a pickup of 5 on the play after all that.
Well, a lot of excitement, though, for the fans to watch that good football. Fausto is no slouch. He's a big interior lineman, but he has wheels. And for him to lay out that block on a big man like that, that gets the crowd excited.
So the Cougars will have a 2nd down and 5 at midfield. Clock stopped after Wyatt went out of bounds with 8:26. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 1 man in the backfield, I believe that's Emoto, with Reisdorf. Takes the snap, looks to throw. It's a quick one to Clark, complete for a first down at the 40. Clark still working and is finally taken out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Clock stops and a 15-yard pickup for Clark on the pass completion, and a Hornado center first down. Let's go down to our silent reporter, Brandon Todd. Brandon?
Hey, after that big hit on Willie Wyatt, the trainers are looking at him, going through what looks like concussion protocol. I'll get more for you when I can.
All right, thank you very much, Brandon. And you know Willie Wyatt wants to be out there. Tough break for the Cougars. So Emoto will be in the backfield as Reedhead and Fagodi line up wide left. Reisdorf will stay in the shotgun. Give to Emoto in the backfield. Hit at the line of scrimmage and maybe gains a yard. Oh no, now forward progress as Lake Havasu does him a favor and pulls him forward. And they're going to give him a pickup. Oh no, they're going to say forward progress was stopped at the 38-yard line, a pickup of 1.
Well, we don't get the benefit of replay like the big boys do, but it looked like Emoto almost lost that handoff right at the line of scrimmage. There was some contact. You could see his hands go up. He was just trying to grasp the ball. So you know, Havasu being very aggressive here, obviously trying to get turnovers if they can.
2nd and 9 for the Cougars. Take the snap. Reisdorf wants to throw. Looking left. Here comes the pressure. He gets away from it from Means. Now he's running for it up the middle at the 40, the 35, and finally brought down by a host of defenders. But a pickup of 5 for Reisdorf inside the 35 to the 34. Means again tracking him down along with Noah Curry.
Well, Cole Means just doing great work. He's aggressive, a big outside linebacker, has good speed. Looked like he had Reisdorf in the backfield, ends up having to run about 45 yards to finally track him down. But you got to credit the tenacity of that linebacker for Havasu, doing a great job for them tonight.
We'll get you an update on Willie Wyatt here shortly as it's 3rd down and 4 for the Cougars. Tight trip set to the left. Reisdorf under center, looking to throw. Has a man, it's Brewer, and he dropped it. Jace Brewer, another drop, had first down yardage, but the pass, the incompletion will stop the clock with 6:23. Let's go down to the sidelines with Brandon Todd.
It looks like Willie Wyatt has passed the concussion protocol. He is heading back out on the field now, Mike.
All right, thank you very much, Brandon. As Moto will come out, and the Cougars, I would imagine, are going for it here, although there's plenty of time left on the clock, 6:23. They have 2 timeouts. But Reisdorf will empty the backfield. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. That's Brewer and Clark to the near side. And Coach Reisdorf now has to burn his 2nd timeout. We will take it with him. You're listening to Hatch Motor Company's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
There's no better time to visit Horn Auto Center. Check out the all-new Chevy Silverado. Voted 2014 North American Truck of the Year. Strong for all the roads ahead. Or find new roads with the all-new Corvette Stingray. Voted the 2014 North American Car of the Year. Visit Horn Auto Center on the Deuce of Clubs in Sholo across from Safeway and at hornauto.com. You're at home with Horn since 1991.
He's beat up, man.
Welcome back to Sholo High School. We are we don't get to see too many good games up here. Usually they're pretty lopsided at this point, punt. But with 6:23 to go, Black Diamond Autoglass scoreboard still reads 21-21.
This has been a real battle between these 2 football teams. Very, very physical football game.
4th down and 4, Cougars. Reisdorf in the shotgun. Sends Brewer in motion to the left side. Take the snap. He wants to throw that way. Throws it in the middle, and it's complete. Fagoti at the 25, tackled inside the 20 at the 18-yard line, and a big pickup of 12 yards and, 15 yards and a Horn Auto Center 1st down for Sholo.
Daniel Madsen from the secondary from that safety position for Havasu making the tackle, but as you say, not after Fagoti able to slide in underneath. And credit Rhett Reisdorf's been really accurate with his passing tonight. I think he had 1 interception earlier.
1, yep.
Down on the sideline with maybe a forced pass, but he's been spotting his passes fairly effectively tonight.
The Cougars bring in the running crew as they have 3 backs in the backfield. Amoto, the deep man, as Reisdorf in the pistol. Looking to throw, though, wants Quentin Clark in isolation, and it's complete. Good coverage on the play to the 10-yard line. Christian Scarpa on the coverage, but credit Clark with holding on to that one.
I think that was Kylan Conan, number 8.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, coming up. And as you say, very good coverage. Hits Clark as soon as the ball gets there. But, of course, Clark, very athletic, great hands, and able to pull that in and putting Sholo in very good position here to punch another one in for a score.
2nd down and 1 from the 10. Reisdorf, give to Amoto. He's trying the right side, has enough for the 1st down inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. As we approach 5 minutes in this one.
That's that kind of stack formation that Sholo runs, similar to that formation that Snowflake will run every now and then, where it's kind of a double wedge. They just run it hard off to that right side, and Amoto able to find enough room to get the 1st down here for Sholo.
You can see Coach Reisdorf also keeping an eye on that clock. Wants to try to run the clock down and not give Havasu much time to try to answer if Sholo can get this in the end zone. 1st down and goal from the 7. Reisdorf in the pistol, take it, wants to throw, throws it up, and it almost intercepted. On the coverage was Conan. It looked like he read the mind of the quarterback. Clark had not even barely turned around. Boy, Conan, the Cougars avert disaster right there.
Big time. You know, as you say, Conan doing a great job of just reading the eyes of Reisdorf, who quickly threw that pass as Quentin Clark was making his cut into the corner. And Cougars very fortunate here, avoiding that potential interception and the turnover.
Cougars going to go with regular personnel here. Emoto comes out and they spread the formation. Reisdorf will be in the shotgun. Look for Fagoti as he sends Brewer in motion. Looking to roll that way. Here comes the pressure, and it looks like he's going to go down. Reisdorf back to the 25, and this time Lake Havasu does not let go, and of course, it's the defensive standout, Cole Means, for Lake Havasu.
Cole Meals coming out of that outside linebacker position. He was blitzing the whole way. Reisdorf could see him coming and tried to put a little hoop-de-doo move on him, but credit Meals. He stays with him and drags him down in a huge loss of yardage here by Sholo, where they were knocking on the door close to the end zone, and now they're all the way back to the 22.
Well, it's going to be third and goal from the 22. They give him forward progress. Clock rolls. 4:05 to go in this one. Willie Wyatt will flank Reisdorf's right as we have a bunch set left, and Quentin Clark is to his right. Watch for the one-on-one with Clark and Conan. Take the snap. Reisdorf looking to throw. He's throwing it up to Clark. Conan's right there, and he caught it. Touchdown, Cougars.
There's a flag thrown by that defensive or the line judge. I got a feeling they're going to call it a defensive pass interference with all the contact.
Looked like pretty good coverage, and Conan looked back this time. But credit Quentin Clark and Rhett Reisdorf for throwing this one on the money.
Yeah, absolutely on the money.
Pass interference on the defense. Decline.
So the play will stand. A Black Diamond Auto Glass touchdown from Rhett Reisdorf to Quentin Clark for 22 yards and a touchdown to put the Cougars on top. Still time to go, 3:44 to go, and the all-important extra point coming up. But let's check in on the sidelines with Brandon Todd. Brandon?
I'll tell you what, we've called Quentin Clark a human highlight reel before. That play happened right in front of me, and what concentration with the defender right in his face to go up, not only get his hands on the ball, but come down and maintain the possession. That Quentin Clark is just, there's not enough you can say about the guy.
All right, thank you very much, Brandon. We'll get his comments off air about whether it was pass interference as the point after try is up. Looked a little left. No good.
Ooh.
No good. Our score, Cougars 27, Knights 21. We'll step away. You're listening to Hatch Motor Company's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
Hi folks, Gentry Hatch here. Let's face it, in today's world, there are a lot of tools out there to help you buy a car. An iPhone, Kelly Blue Book, the list goes on and on.com. At Hatch Motor Company in Snowflake and Sholo, we know that you can and will find the best deal for you. We will even help you find it if you don't happen to have a smartphone, which I believe everybody does. Remember, no hassle, no pressure, simply the best in service and sales. Hatch Motor Company in Snowflake and in Sholo, and online all the time at hatchmotorco.com.
Welcome back to Sholo High School as we catch our breath for just a moment, as it has been exciting here in this one. 14-14 our score at the half. Our score right now 27-21. Cougars on top. Not much scoring in the third quarter, but they traded touchdowns early in the fourth, and now the Cougars have given themselves an opportunity to win. 3:44 to go as the Cougars, don't forget about the onside kick. I know Coach Reisdorf not afraid to do that as the Cougars get set for the Northland Pioneer College kickoff from the 40-yard line. Gardnier has it teed up. And the kickoff is a low end-over-end kick fielded at the 15. It's McAndrew trying to pick his way through traffic, and he's loose. Oh, and just tackled up Looked like it was Fagodi at the 30-yard line. McAndrew almost got loose.
Well, McAndrew is so hard to see, number one, in that mass of bodies because he is short. He's just 5'6", but he's able to weave through that first line of on-rushers, defenders from Sholo, and it looked like he was going to break through, but Fagodi able to reach out and trip him up. So net result is Havasu at their own 31 starting their drive here, and this is kind of a must-score. Well, it is a must-score situation for them if they want to stay in this thing.
1st and 10. Warner going back to work with 3.5 to go, a little bit more. In the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left. Take the snap, looking to throw over the middle, and it's intercepted. Huge interception back there. Dylan Gabbard makes the interception. Jason Brown's replacement makes a big pick on the first play for the Knights to try to get back in this one. He read it all the way.
Perfect pass zone coverage by the middle linebacker. Gets the pass intended for Gabriel Needless, who's cutting across the middle, but as you say, Gabbard just floating over in that deep drop zone and read the eyes and able to lay out and pick off that pass. To say that that's a huge turnover is a major understatement in this football game.
I was about to say whether or not the missed extra point would come back to haunt the Cougars, but that interception could have sealed the fate of Lake Havasu as the Cougars go to work, going to try to run some clock as they have their big lineup in. Give to Emoto. He's hit at the 35, and now Fault is drugged back, but gets forward progress to the 32-yard line. Pickup of 3. Going to bring up 2nd down and 7, but the clock runs.
Well, clearly Sholo in clock burn mode here for sure. You know they're going to have to get a first down with over 3 minutes, just 3:10 now left on the clock, but they're in a position here where they can take their time, just try to chip away the yardage, but a first down is certainly critical for them.
Well, surprise Lake Havasu did not use a timeout there. They have all 3. We are under 3 minutes. Cougars break the huddle, stay with that heavy formation with Reisdorf in the pistol. Clark is the lone receiver, wide right. Take the snap, give it to Wyatt on the counter, and he's going to be dropped back in the backfield. Big play by Nicholas Hargrove for the Knights, and Wyatt loses 2 back to the 35-yard line, and now Lake Havasu does take a timeout. We will take it with them. You're listening to Hatch Motor Company's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
Auto Glass provides the finest full-service mobile and in-shop glass repair services, from free chip repair to windshield replacement, tinting, and more. We're here to pamper you and your car.
Black Diamond Auto Glass. Yeah.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Hatch Motor Company's presentation of high school football. Our score, 27-21. Cougars on top as the clock operator ran about an extra 5 seconds off of the clock after the time Lake Havasu had called their first of 3 timeouts. Now the clock reset to 2:33. Not a lot of time. It's 3rd down and 9 as now the Cougars are going to go with regular personnel. I would be surprised if they pass it, but you never know. Trips right. 1 receiver to the left. Reisdorf takes the snap. He is going to throw. No, it's the wraparound to Willie Wyatt. Hit in the backfield, but escapes there at the 40, the 35, and tackled at the 32. So well short of the first down marker. What will the Cougars do?
And that's the tackler on that play, 32 for Havasu, Cole Meals, coming from the backside outside linebacker position. He blitzes on that play, but ends up following Willie Wyatt up the hole and able to grab a hold of him and limit his gain to put Sholo at a 4th down position here. This is huge for the Cougars.
Well, and a tough call for Coach Reisdorf here. You're not really in punting situation at the 32, but boy, you certainly don't want to give Lake Havasu any extra yardage. 2:12 to go here. Timeout Lake Havasu, their second. So both schools will have one timeout left.
Yeah, and we've seen Sholo in certain circumstances. They'll put Reisdorf in shotgun formation, and he has the ability to pooch kick. Just kind of a try to give Havasu a longer field with their last drive. That's certainly a potential here as well.
And they want 2:17 to be put back on the clock. 4th down and 6, but they got to wait. They want 2:17 on the clock. I'm trying to let them know. They want 2:17 on the clock. And, well, they got 2:14 at least.
Close enough.
4th and 6. Reisdorf in shotgun, trips right. Another big play. We've had that a lot here tonight as Reisdorf takes the snap, looking to throw. Goes deep, up over the top, and it is incomplete. No pass interference penalty, and not a bad idea, though. It's, a punt is probably going to be a touchback out to the 20, so you lose 12 yards. But when you throw it up to Quentin Clark, you never know what might happen.
Well, and he's there. I mean, Quentin Clark is, of course, he's throwing into double coverage, the safety in the corner, following Clark into the end zone. But as you say, Mike, you just never know sometimes with Quentin. His ability to leap, he's got that long frame, and he has great hands. So certainly a worthy shot there by the Cougars. But the important thing now is they've got to stiffen up defensively and not allow Havasu to mount a drive here.
2:07. Warner in the shotgun. Will expect a pass. Takes the snap. Looking to throw over the middle. Has it complete at midfield. Clock will run, though. Jake Means on the reception. And Clark and
Dylan
Clark
Gabbard
and Vargas on the tackle.
Yeah, Dylan Gabbard as well coming over. That pass actually not too different from the previous pass that was picked off by Gabbard, but this time Warner doing a better job of finding the receiver.
On the Horn Auto Center, 1st down. Clock stopped with the setting of the chains. Now Warner goes back to work in the shotgun. Wants to throw to the outside and incomplete. Pass incomplete. Over there jumping that route was Clark. And luckily for Warner, the pass was overthrown. And I couldn't see who the intended receiver is, but the incompletion will stop the clock.
Yeah, it looked like number 21, Billy Duarte, out on the corner there. But as you say, Quentin Clark doing a good job of jumping that route, just not able to get to the football.
1:48 to go. 27-21 our score. Warner has 3 receivers to the right. Excuse me, to the right, to the left. Takes a snap. Looking to throw. Now has to step up and run. And he will have to run, and he's going to be tackled at the 45-yard line. And Lake Havasu may have to burn a timeout here. 1:38 to go. Clock running, 3rd down and 8 for Lake Havasu.
Big hit there by Chris Aboto, gathering up the scrambling Warner. Put a really good hit on him. But as you say, Havasu here, lots of time burning down on the clock here. Havasu needing to get a 1st down here to keep this thing alive.
Takes the snap. Warner looking to throw. Here comes the pressure. Throws it, and it's caught. 1st down. Complete to Conan. It's a 1st down to the Sholo Cougar 33-yard line. Clock will stop with 1:08 to go until they set the chains.
That's a nice grab by, was it Conan?
Uh-huh.
Yep. He had to go up high and pull that thing in quickly, realizing a hit was coming.
Taking some time, Warner. Finally gets the snap, wants to throw again, looking left. Now is forced out, throws it to the outside. Gonzalez has it, and is he going to be out of bounds? Yes. All the way down to the 25-yard line. Gonzalez on the 7-yard completion, and don't go anywhere, folks. 51 seconds to go at the 25, the Cougar 25. Clock stopped, and Warner will keep trying to pick away at this Sholo Cougar defense. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. That's Conan. Take the snap, looking. Here comes the pressure, throws it to the outlet again. Gonzalez, and he's trying to get out of bounds. Does so at the 1st down marker, but more importantly, getting out of bounds. The clock will not wind. He has a Horn Auto Center 1st down at the 22.
Again,
Cougars look a little tired.
Yeah, they are tired. Chris Emoto again having to go out to make that tackle on the sideline, but not able to keep him in bounds, obviously.
All this done without Jacob Calgonis. 1st and 10. Warner looking to throw, looking left, flag on the play, and overthrown, intended for Means.
But another flag coming from the line judge.
That's going against Lake Havasu would be my bet.
And you can see, as we talked about, you can see that defensive front for the Cougars on their knees just trying to get a blow here. They're exhausted. They've been on the field a long time.
I think this line judge, he's nailing Lake Havasu because they don't have their guy who's supposed to be on the line of scrimmage isn't quite on the line of scrimmage. And so they're saying they don't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 1st and 15, back to the 27-yard line. Clock stopped with the incompletion, 38 seconds, and boy, this is going to come down to the wire. Warner in the shotgun, take the snap, looking right this time, throws far down to the corner, and it is caught. Was he inbounds? Was he inbounds?
Yep,
Touchdown!
they're going to say he was inbound.
Touchdown, Lake Havasu. Oh my goodness. Conan on the reception.
And that's against Quentin Clark in the end zone.
Wow,
amazingly, those two have been battling all night long and just back and forth.
Oh my goodness.
So a huge touchdown throw by Havasu, and you were right, it's going to come down to that extra point.
It is going to come down to the extra point. Boy, if I'm Coach Thompson, I'm calling timeout. And there you have it. They want to make sure they have everything set here. Lake Havasu burns their final timeout. We will catch our breath. You're listening to Hatch Motor Company's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com. Welcome back to Sholo High School, folks. Quarterfinals. And we're down to the final 26 seconds, and it all comes down to this. Point after attempt for Lake Havasu. Josh Crabtree, the snap, the hold, the kick is up. It looks good. It is good. Black Diamond Auto Glass scoreboard reads Cougars 27, the Knights from Lake Havasu 28. And it's a quiet sideline on the Sholo Cougars side, but they do have 26 seconds and a timeout. You never know, and as Brandon Todd just informed us, and Quentin Clark.
Amazing. You know, you had mentioned earlier, Mike, before that interception of how significant that missed extra point by Sholo would be, and evidence clearly just evident, you know, here that little things make the biggest difference in these playoff games, and that's certainly a prime example here tonight.
And Cole Gardenier has his head down at about the 25-yard line. He knows that his extra point, but every coach will tell you there's plenty of other plays and penalties that have been made tonight that might have cost the Cougars. So the Northland Pioneer College kickoff coming up. Remind you that when it comes to time to kick off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona, as Crabtree will have it teed up at the 40. And don't forget, Lake Havasu could, have some penalties to help the Cougars as well. As Crabtree puts boot into it, and this one is a deep one, and it's going to be taken in the end zone. It negates any type of return that the Cougars might have had in mind, but the Cougars will have it 1st and 10 at their 20. No time went off the clock. Oh, penalty. I told you. Don't go anywhere, folks. Penalties can help out the Cougars here on this one as we get this one sorted out. But at least it wasn't the near side line judge this time. It was some, well, I don't know, he could have been over there, I don't know.
But it's been either of the line judges predominantly all night long calling these penalties.
What? I don't know what he's saying.
Is it holding?
Against Sholo. Ouch. And again, you are missing your starting safety, Calgonis, although the Knights have done a good job against the pass. We'll continue to watch the matchup
I think
of Conan and Clark.
Definitely that matchup, and I'd be curious to see what they decide to do with their linebackers, whether they elect to put pressure on Reisdorf with blitzes or if they drop their backers into pass coverage.
26 seconds, 1st and 10. They can't figure out where to put it. They spot it now at the 10-yard line. The Cougars have to go 90 yards. Free safeties for the Knights at the 32-yard line.
Block in the back, ball's on the 10-yard line.
Reisdorf has nobody in the backfield. 3 receivers right, 2 to his left. Take the snap, looking to throw over the middle, and it is intercepted. What an interception by Lake Havasu's linebacker, number 51. He's going to be tackled at the 5-yard line.
No, he's in the end zone.
It was Nicholas Hargrove, touchdown, excuse me.
I think he lateraled it, or it's hard to see the numbers from up here, but Havasu was able to get into the end zone. They will call the touchdown.
And that should do it, as Hargrove's interception with 16 seconds put 6 more points on the board for Lake Havasu, and a Black Diamond Auto Glass touchdown makes our score 34-27, a 7-point lead with the extra point coming up. Trying to throw that pass over the middle was Reisdorf, and Hargrove made an excellent one-handed catch. You can go back and review that on iTalk 106.7, and now a 2-point. No, they
messed up the
Warner didn't
timing
like the
on the
snap.
kick. So Warner, the quarterback, is the holder, so he just gets up and just throws it out of bounds.
16 seconds to go in this one, but it's still the same situation for the Cougars. They still have to score a touchdown. It's only a 7-point game. However, they do have 10 seconds less. The fans are starting to make their way out. Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Brandon Todd.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, it turned out to be a pretty decent touchdown for the Cougars.
Yeah.
By Lake Havasu, because as you were saying, Mike, it's the same situation. The guys over here on the sidelines, I think they just realized that, because everybody on the sidelines was pretty glum. Quentin Clark slammed his helmet down and had to be reminded, hey, we're in the same situation. We got 1 timeout, 16 seconds, so it's obviously we can't throw another interception. We're in the same situation. So in hindsight, good thing that they scored a touchdown.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Brandon. Hargrove would have been it would have been better for him to go down at the 5, because then they just snap the ball, take a knee, and a couple knees, and it's pretty much over. So as you say, the Cougars still have life. They can still return one here. I'd almost kick it out of bounds if I can't get it to the end zone.
Or we've seen them do that short pooch kick as well.
Yep.
That's certainly an option here.
Here comes the kick. It's a low line drive, bouncer. Takes a big hop, though. Willie Wyatt, though, has to go all the way back to his 5 to pick it up. He's out across the 10, the 15, still on his feet, and loose. Willie Wyatt, will he go down? He does finally go down at the 25, 7 seconds on the clock. Clock will stop right here. And we'll see if the Cougars
to get up and
have anything.
Another Cougar down as
for
well.
this situation. Yeah, the injured Cougar. Is that Wyatt?
No, it's someone further back.
Ball will be spotted at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10. And the Cougars do have a timeout, so they could run 2 plays here. They don't have to get it all in one shot. We have seen crazy things happen here before in the past punt. So this one not completely over yet.
Well, certainly not until the time is 0. It puts a lot of pressure, of course, on Coach Reisdorf and the quarterback Rhett Reisdorf in terms of what you decide to run, because you're effectively looking, as you say, at best 2 plays.
Boy, and if you're Coach Thompson over there on the far side, I mean, you're just hoping and praying your guys don't do something stupid here. And you feel for Jacob Calgonis, he may live to see another week, depending on the extent of his injury, although street clothes, not a very good sign. And let's see if we can get an update on the injured player with Brandon Todd.
Oh, no, I got no update on the injury player. I was just going to speak some strategy here with you guys. With all the penalties we've seen, you know, the game can't end on a defensive penalty. Wouldn't you consider maybe just tossing one up deep to Quentin Clark or someone let everybody go deep, throw it in, and try to get a pass interference? In high school, does the ball get spotted at the point of the foul, or is it just 15 yards?
15-yard penalty.
Oh, well, then actually that doesn't make much sense.
Well, it might help a little bit.
Okay, thanks.
Get you closer. The problem, though, is a lot of times in this situation, the officials kind of treat it like a Hail Mary, and they may not throw the penalty, depending on the severity of the contact.
Well, and it being high school football and not the NFL, there's a limit to how far these guys can throw the ball.
True.
And how much time you have to allow your receivers to get down the field. And Sholo in a position here where they're looking at a 85-yard field, or I'm sorry, a 75-yard field.
We'll take this opportunity to take a quick commercial break. You are listening to Hatch Motor Company's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
Hi folks, Gentry Hatch here. Let's face it, in today's world, there are a lot of tools out there to help you buy a car. An iPhone, Kelly Blue Book, the list goes on and on.com. At Hatch Motor Company in Snowflake and Sholo, we know that you can and will find the best deal for you. We will even help you find it if you don't happen to have a smartphone, which I believe everybody does. Remember, no hassle, no pressure, simply the best in service and sales. Hatch Motor Company in Snowflake and in Sholo, and online all the time at hatchmotorco.com.
Welcome back to Sholo High School, and a tough break for the senior Levi filling him. Being carried off the field, not able to put any weight, and he's going to be carried straight to the locker room. His senior season could be over unless the Cougars can perform a miracle here with 7 seconds. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Reisdorf all by himself in the backfield. Quentin Clark lined up to the right. They're going deep. Now over the middle. Reisdorf will throw, and incomplete. 1 second, just gets it away. And the Cougars are down to their final play, possibly of the season. And you know, you see teams lateral a lot in this situation, but if you haven't practiced it, it's not as easy as it sounds.
No, not at all. And of course, you know, Havasu putting their prevent defense, they're dropping guys 30, 40 yards deep into their deep coverage. So it's near impossible. I mean, let's be honest, to be able to come up with something. But then again,
74 yards.
Yeah, it's not over until it's over.
Cougars have taken their final timeout. We want to take this opportunity to thank the White Mountain Youth Productions and Sholo TV for bringing you live video coverage of tonight's broadcast. Isaiah Miller, the technical director. Stephanie Fargoza on graphics. Kyra Vialba on audio. Camera operator Zoe Lewis. Tyler Roten, Zach Davis, Hunter Marsh, Daniel, I can't even read that.
Yeah, that's tough.
We got to talk to they do good on the video. They got to work on the handwriting. Reby, Shane Burian, and Christina Schwab. And here we go. Final play of the game. Reisdorf has the snap, 3-man rush. Throws it to Clark, and he flips it. It's still alive, and it goes out of bounds. Willie Wyatt could not hang on to the catch and pitch from Quentin Clark. And the clock ends. The game ends. The Cougars go down to the number 7 seed Lake Havasu Knights here tonight, 34-27. And Willie Wyatt he played to the end, and he is down. And we'll check on his status when we come back in the post-game wrap-up show right here on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Sholo and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
There's no better time to visit Horn Auto Center. Check out the all-new Chevy Silverado. Voted 2014 North American Truck of the Year. Strong for all the roads ahead. Or find new roads with the all-new Corvette Stingray. Voted the 2014 North American Car of the Year. Visit Horn Auto Center on the Deuce of Clubs in Sholo across from Safeway and at hornauto.com. You're at home with Horn since 1991.
Need a fireplace? Ace has that. Need barbecue grills? Ace has that. Need paint? Ace is the best place for that. Need a chainsaw or weed eater? Ace has that too. Ace can even fix your chainsaw and your weed eater. Ace Hardware has everything you need for your home improvement project. They even have a 24/7 locksmith. Locked out of your home or car, their mobile unit will come to you. That's your helpful place. Ace Hardware of the White Mountains in Pinetop, Overguard, and Sholo.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu.
Black Diamond Auto Glass provides the finest full-service mobile and in-shop glass repair services, from free chip repair to windshield replacement, tinting, and more. We're here to pamper you and your car.
Black Diamond Auto Glass. Yeah.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
There's no better time to visit Horn Auto Center. Check out the all-new Chevy Silverado. Voted 2014 North American Truck of the Year. Strong for all the roads ahead. Or find new roads with the all-new Corvette Stingray. Voted the 2014 North American Car of the Year. Visit Horn Auto Center on the Deuce of Clubs in Sholo across from Safeway and at hornauto.com. You're at home with Horn since 1991.
Welcome back to Sholo High School in the post-game wrap-up show. Tough one here tonight for the Sholo Cougars, especially for their seniors. They had high aspirations. We've heard interviews with the players throughout the year about they expected nothing less than a state championship. And they fall short here tonight, 34-27. Obviously, Jason Brown not being able to play, a big blow. But a lot of other guys stepping up, trying their darndest. And Lake Havasu, though, proved to be a worthy opponent, and they come out on top tonight, and they will advance to the semifinals next week against the Push Ridge River Valley winner. And speaking of that, we will I think we have some scores from around the state. Back in the studio with Royce Kincannon. We'll check in with him. Royce?
That's a disappointing loss for the Sholo Cougars. But scores from around Division 4 and 5. The number 3, 30 seconds left to go and scoring, and they beat them by a score of 13-10. Number 1, Yuma Catholic. They lost to Northwest Christian by a final score of 48-0. Number 5, Snowflake Lobos. They beat Australia Foothills 26-7. It's the number 3 Round Valley Elks over Tempe Prep Knights by the final score of 12-7. Joy Christian getting big numbers over Bisbee, 74-34. Benson all over Miami by a final score of 49-12. And we'd like to congratulate the Pima, the school which is our boss's alma mater. Pima defeats Valley Union and becoming the Division 6 state champion. Congratulations to Pima. Back to you, Mike. 13.
We'll check that. 13-10. Push Ridge. 13-10. So Push Ridge will be taking on these Lake Havasu Knights next week in the semifinals. That'll be the 2 o'clock game from Arcadia High School down in the valley. The Snowflake Lobos advance. They will take on Northwest Community Christian Crusaders at the 6 o'clock game, also at Arcadia. We will have that game here for you right here on iTalk 106.7, and hopefully, I don't know that we'll be allowed to bring you video of that one, but we will at least have audio on the radio station. So punt game of back and forth, two very evenly matched teams, but the Cougars just had a few. Both teams had mistakes, but a lot of that is by the other team. But good game, great game. Probably the best game we've seen so far this season.
Oh, absolutely, a great playoff football game. You know, we knew it would be a pretty tight contest, just given the success of Lake Havasu. I mean, they bring, of course, Sholo undefeated coming into tonight's contest, but Lake Havasu also coming in with just the one loss, and that loss during the regular season to River Valley, you know, who is the defending state champ for Division 4. So we knew coming in it would be a tight contest, and it played out certainly to be the case. I mean, a ton of penalties tonight. I don't know what the state record is for the number of penalties in the game, but I think we came close tonight. And a lot of mistakes. I mean, I'm sure if we talked to Coach Reisdorf, he would have things to say about things he would want to see differently from his team. You know, the thing that struck me, though, Mike, and I did not expect was, you know, we talked about Havasu coming from the lower elevation, warmer temperatures coming up here, and what kind of impact that would have on them. I don't think it had much of an impact at all. If anything, we could see in that fourth quarter where the Sholo guys, because a lot of them, of course, going both ways, offense and defense and special teams, we could see they were really dragging and just kind of beat up. I mean, this Havasu team is very physical. They're large, athletic bunch. I think it just kind of wore them out after a while. The Sholo Cougars just basically got kind of wore out in that fourth quarter.
Well, we'll see if Coach Thompson has something. That we do have Coach Thompson of the Lake Havasu Knights with Brandon Todd down on the sideline for an interview, and let's go downstairs there now. Brandon?
Thanks, Mike. I'm here at the victorious Coach Thompson of the Lake Havasu Knights. Coach, you make the long drive up here. You're the underdogs on paper. It's cold. You lose your starting running back in the first half, your star running back, and you pull out a huge win and a great game. Tell me your thoughts, and tell me about the kids that contributed to this win.
Well, you know what? Both teams left it all out on the field tonight. That game could have went either way. You just don't know how it's going to go. I mean, they got ahead. We came back. It was a battle back and forth. They took the lead. And, you know, with Jacob going down, we just don't know what's going on yet. We're going to find out a little bit. We just needed the next guy to answer. And you know what? We have a couple playmakers that it was their opportunity. And, you know, I know Jacob is a big part of our offense, but, you know, Jack did a good job throwing the ball around. You know, the offensive line did an outstanding job. I know there was a little laundry flying around for some holds. But you know what? Sometimes when you have a great defense and a great pass rush coming at you, that's going to happen. And you know what? We just hung on. You know, we just were in the right spots at the right time. Austin Erickson with that late interception, I mean, he just happened to be in the right spot at the right time. He was in the wrong spot at the right time, let's put it that way. But you know what? Both teams left it out there. We're very proud. I'm very proud to say that we're a part of this division and to be able to compete with great football. You know, and even though we snuck away with the one tonight, that doesn't take away what Sholo's done all season.
You got a long drive home, Coach. How do you prepare for next week?
You know, they got Monday off because we're going to be banged up. We'll probably arrive in Havasu between 4 and 5 a.m. Sunday morning, and it's going to be, you know, film exchange. Do you know who ended up winning the River Valley?
River Valley got smoked 40-something to 0.
No,
excuse me.
13-10, but Push Ridge won.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
13-10.
13-10. I was confused.
Push Ridge.
Okay, Push
Ridge. Yeah. So we're going to Arcadia. You know what? Like I said, there's a lot of good football teams. This could have went anyway to anyone, and again, it's whoever can survive the wave of playing on Saturday nights. I mean, that's what it really is.
Who's the number one team that went down that got smoked?
Yuma Catholic.
I heard that Northwest Christian got him.
Yep.
Well, you know what? We just got to, we got to get back to the drawing board. I'm going to follow up when we're done here to see where Jacob's at and how things are going. But you know what? Great win for our seniors. I mean, for us, that was the first 11-win season in the career of Lake Havasu High School. Wow. So, you know, a lot of great things. Last time Lake Havasu even got close this far was 73.
Wow, Coach. a huge accomplishment on your part, on your team's part. Have safe travels back to Lake Havasu. Congratulations, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Guys.
All right, thank you very much, Brandon. And wow, a lot of class being shown by Coach Thompson. And congratulations to the Knights as they will move on. And, you know, that's the way it is in tournament, any type of tournament play. You have to win the games that matter. Sholo comes up a little bit short tonight. Lake Havasu did what they had to do, overcoming at least 15 penalties on the night. And we saw a great matchup of two receivers. And obviously Quentin Clark, who we watched all year, but Kylan Conan really kind of went toe-to-toe with him. He had a big catch. Quentin Clark had a big catch. And it was a fun football game all the way around.
Well, you know, that is a class act by Coach Thompson. And, you know, success is no mistake. I mean, it comes with good, you know, of course, a lot of hard work, but also great leadership. And I think he's certainly demonstrating that tonight with the way he handles not only concluding the game and summarizing the game with Brandon, but also the way he treats his players. A lot of respect there, clearly.
All right, well, this is the post-game wrap-up show. We're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we'll take a look at the scoring recap from tonight's contest, possibly have an interview with Coach Reisdorf. Stay tuned for more on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Need a fireplace? Ace has that. Need barbecue grills? Ace has that. Need paint? Ace is the best place for that. Need a chainsaw or weed eater? Ace has that too. Ace can even fix your chainsaw and your weed eater. Ace Hardware has everything you need for your home improvement project. They even have a 24/7 locksmith. Locked out of your home or car? Their mobile unit will come to you. That's your helpful place. Ace Hardware of the White Mountains in Pinetop, Overguard, and Show Low.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
We want to take this time right now to remind you that you can watch replays of these games on Show Low TV cable channel 56 on Monday and Friday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 1:30. You can also help raise funds for the kids who bring you the video. Be a sponsor of the White Mountain Sports on Show Low TV, and you can contact Show Low High School or Show Low TV channel 56. Let's go down to the sidelines with Brandon Todd. He's got Coach Reisdorf. Brandon?
Coach, this is the hardest thing that, I mean, this is part of my job that I hate. I'm not going to prolong it. It's ask you one question. It's a hell of a season. I know it didn't finish the way you wanted. Give me your thoughts on the season, and we'll leave it with that.
What a senior class. You know, they're just a great group of guys, and it sucks to it's hard to let them down. You know, you work your butt off, and you want to see them be successful. You want to give them what they've worked for, and we just came up short. We had our opportunities, and we lost to a good team tonight. And we had our opportunities and just didn't get it done.
Coach, I'll leave it at that. Very gracious for doing this. Great season. See you next year, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Brandon, and thanks to Coach Reisdorf. Obviously an emotional time for Coach Reisdorf. He's had a lot of success here at Sholo, and obviously expectations were higher than just making it to the quarterfinals, and so the emotions will come out of that as they fall short here tonight, 34-27. Punt, let's go ahead and recap the second half scoring from tonight's contest.
Okay, well, of course, you know, at halftime we go in with the score tied 14-14, and then Sholo in the third quarter with just 8 seconds left after kind of a slow start to the quarter in terms of either team being able to move the ball. Sholo able to put points up on the board with a 40-yard touchdown pass to Quentin Clark to put Sholo out in front 21-14. And then into the fourth quarter, Lake Havasu answering on a long drive, sustained drive by Havasu, 8:45 left in the quarter, a 1-yard touchdown run by the quarterback Warner, just jumping over the line of scrimmage to bring the score to 21-all. And then Sholo answering again with another long touchdown pass from Reisdorf to Clark, a 22-yard touchdown pass with 3:44 left in the fourth quarter to bring the score to 27-21 with the point after attempt being missed by Sholo. And then, of course, Lake Havasu with that long touchdown pass with just 26 seconds left in the game, 32-yard touchdown pass to Kylan Conan in the end zone to put Havasu out on top, 28-27. Of course, Sholo getting the ball back, and on their attempt to throw the football down the field, throwing the interception that Hargrove, their middle linebacker, was able to pick up and run into the end zone to put the finishing touches and bring the final score to 34-27. But, you know, clearly it's that last pass play by Havasu, that long pass play of 32 yards that took the game over the top. And then, of course, that missed extra point by Sholo being a factor right at the finish line. So just a tough way to go out for the Cougars, as we talked about. Their expectations certainly much higher than losing tonight's game, but you know, they did play a tough Lake Havasu Knights team tonight.
All right, thank you very much, Punt, for that recap. I want to go over some quick numbers from the finals, thanks to Mike Colwell, our statistician. But Lake Havasu, Jack Warner finishes 20 of 31 passing, a little bit over his completion percentage for the season, 292 yards, did have one interception and one touchdown pass, and he ran one in as well. Jack Calgonis had 58 yards rushing, and that was pretty much it. They rushed maybe one or two times in the second half, so they only ended with 54 yards of rushing, but they end up with about 350 total offensive yards does the Lake Havasu Knights come up with. For the Sholo Cougars, Rhett Reisdorf was 22 of 36 passing. So right around a little bit below his season average. Did have the 2 interceptions, but also had 3 touchdown passes, all of those to Quentin Clark. Did throw for 352 yards, 83 yards on the ground. Willie Wyatt had 60 of those, most of those in the second half, for a total of 435 yards, a total offense. So really very balanced, very evenly matched offensive output by both teams. Turnovers, perhaps the difference in this one. Penalties for Lake Havasu, turnovers for Sholo. And that's kind of the way the stats went for tonight's contest. Punt, we have some more hardware to give out here on the post-game wrap-up show, and it's always a tough one when your home team loses. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get to that. And we want to, of course, thank our sponsors, Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile, as we bring you the straight line play of the game.
Well, you know, I was going to say the play of the game to me in Sholo's favor when it looked like they were going to pull this thing out was that interception by Dylan Gabbard, the backup linebacker. We talked about Jalen Brown, who's been just a huge factor for Sholo all season long. Of course, he gets injured. And Dylan Gabbard has to stand up and fill in and did an outstanding job of picking that pass off. And it looked like Sholo was going to be able to finish the game off with that last possession and burn the clock out. Unfortunately, that did not occur. So clearly the play of the game is the last touchdown of the game, with the exception of that pick 6 at the very end. But was that 32-yard touchdown pass. Lake Havasu, Kylan Conan again going against Quentin Clark in the end zone. You can't ask for two better competitors on one particular play fighting for a football, and Conan had the edge up, obviously, but that, of course, that play shifted the tide entirely from what had been a Sholo lead to, of course, giving Havasu the final, well, not just the lead, but the victory in the football game. So that was the turning point clearly in this football game tonight.
All right, congratulations to the Knights on that pass completion for the Be There Orthodontics straight line play of the game. And then we also have the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store player of the game. Don't forget to check out the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store for the best selection of hiking, hunting, fishing, and camping gear on the mountain. Go to the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, south of Pine Top on Highway 260. And this is also a tough one, Punt.
Well, you know, I have several contenders, certainly for Sholo. We talked about Dylan Gabbert in his stand-up role, step-in role at middle linebacker. Did a good job tonight. Called his number several times. I thought Jamie Webb as well, number 50, had just a super game defensively for the Cougars tonight. He was all over the field, made a lot of good plays, did a good job of putting pressure on the quarterback for Lake Havasu. Rhett Reisdorf, surprisingly, not surprisingly, I mean, he's pretty consistent for the Cougars, but he was under a lot of pressure tonight as well. You know, Havasu had a good way of getting into his grill and making him, I think, work more than what he's used to in that pocket. But you got to credit some of the passes that Reisdorf made tonight in finding receivers and getting that passing game going, and certainly hats off to his performance. But at the end of the day, I think, or at the end of the night, I should say, you got to look at Quentin Clark. I mean, we've talked about him all season long, and he's not getting the award tonight because of his season-long production, but he's such a great athlete. And you just watch him on the field and the way he can move, whether it's on offense or defense, and when it comes down to competing for footballs that are up in the air, he just has this freakish way of coming up with huge catches. Sometimes he's wide open. He's got those big, long strides, and we can see he's got speed, but there's other times, and he certainly showed that tonight. He ends up with 3 touchdown receptions. There were a couple of those where they were contested, and he had to fight through some really good defensive pressure to pull him down. So I think Quentin Clark, for that effort, certainly on offense, but also on his defensive work tonight, is deserving a player of the game.
All right, congratulations to Quentin Clark, the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store player of the game. Could also be in the running for the Division 4, certainly Section 1 player, for the season player of the year.
Yep.
Also want to thank some more of our sponsors. Brown & Rousseau Insurance. For all your insurance needs, auto, home, or business, visit the nearest Brown & Rousseau Insurance agency with 4 locations in Sholo, Pine Top, Springerville, and Tempe. Also want to thank Ace Hardware, Sunrise Park Resort, Horn Auto Center, the Octopus Car Wash, Black Diamond Auto Glass, Northland Pioneer College, and Summit Regional Medical Center. Well, that's going to do it here for us from tonight's contest. Next week, it's the semifinals. Snowflake Lobos will take on the Northwest Community Christian Crusaders, and Push Ridge will take on these Lake Havasu Knights in the semifinals. 2 o'clock game will feature Lake Havasu and Push Ridge. The 6 o'clock game, which we will broadcast here on iTalk 106.7, will be Snowflake and Northwest Christian. For our sideline reporter, Brandon Todd, our statistician, Mike Colwell, we had a couple of guys on the effects mic tonight, Dylan Smith and Kinley Colwell. Also want to thank Royce Kincannon back at the studio for bringing you scoring updates and producing things back on that end. For all of our students with White Mountain Youth Productions and Sholo TV 56, want to thank them for their outstanding coverage and their great job throughout the season. Couldn't do it without them. And for everybody else who had a hand in this game, we thank you, the fans, also for listening. We know you have a choice, and we thank you for tuning in. For Punt Cooley, I'm Mike Granillo saying good night. Tonight's final, the Sholo Cougars come up short 27-34 against Lake Havasu, and that'll do it for their season here in the quarterfinals. We'll see you next week.